So, imagine you are looking up at the night sky, and you are waiting for just a tiny, thin sliver of the moon to appear.
Just a little silver line in the sky.
Exactly. Because you know that the second you see it, a long 30-day fast comes to an end. And, well, a massive global party begins. Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Thanks for having me.
Today we have a very special mission for you, our listener. We are going to practice our English together.
Right, using very simple, clear language.
Yes, very simple. And while we practice, we are exploring one of the most beautiful, joyful holidays in the world. We are talking about Eid Al Fitr.
It is going to be a really fun conversation. And if you are practicing your English today, well, you are absolutely in the right place. We will take our time and explain new words as we go.
We really will.
Yeah.
Now, to build this deep dive, we pulled together some fantastic information. We did not just look at one place.
No, we looked all over.
Yeah, we read through some great cultural guides from Newer Academy and Muslim Hands. We also found really interesting articles in the Muslim Vibe and the Dhaka Tribune.
Which gave us a great global view, you know?
Definitely. Plus, we are bringing in a beautiful essay from the Wolf Institute and some reporting from Al Jazeera.
Looking at all those different sources is so helpful. It shows us how people across the entire globe celebrate the exact same day, but, you know, in their own unique ways.
And you might be wondering, why should you care about this? Well, learning about different cultures helps us understand our neighbors.
It really does. It makes the world a friendlier place.
A kinder place, yeah. Plus, talking about global festivals is a fantastic way to learn new English words. So, okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
For anyone listening who is totally new to this topic, let's just start with the name. What exactly is Eid Al Fitr?
Well, let's break those words down simply. The word Eid is Arabic, and it simply means a festival or a celebration.
A celebration. So it's a happy time.
Very happy. It is a time of great joy.
Okay, so we have a happy festival. And what about the word feet?
Right. So feet means breaking the fast.
Breaking the fast.
Yeah. So when you put it together, Eid Al Fitr is the festival of breaking the fast. It is the big celebration at the very end of Ramadan.
And Ramadan, just to be clear, is the Islamic month of fasting.
Exactly.
And fasting means a person does not eat or drink anything during the day. Like from the moment the sun comes up in the morning until the sun goes down in the evening.
No food and no water.
Wow. For a whole month.
Yes. For a whole month, Muslims fast every single day. So you can imagine how exciting Eid Al Fitr is.
Oh, I bet.
It is the big reward when that month of hard work is finally finished.
It sounds like an amazing reason to celebrate. But, you know, to really understand this festival, I think we have to understand the waiting.
The waiting is a huge part of it.
Because the timing is just so interesting to you. I was looking at a calendar and I realized something. Eid does not happen on the exact same date every single year.
No, it doesn't.
It actually moves around a lot. Why is that?
Well, the way the calendar works is actually one of my favorite parts of this tradition. You see, most of the world uses a solar calendar for, you know, business and daily life.
Right. And solar means it is based on the sun.
Exactly. A solar year takes 365 days. But the Islamic calendar is a lunar calendar.
A lunar calendar. So lunar means it follows the moon.
Yes. So instead of tracking the Earth going around the sun, the calendar tracks the moon. It tracks how the moon changes its shape in the night sky.
Okay, I see.
So a lunar month is simply the time it takes for the moon to go through all its phases, from a new moon to full and back again.
And how long does that take?
Usually 29 or 30 days. Because of this, an entire Islamic year is shorter. It is about 11 days shorter than a standard solar year.
Oh, that makes sense. Because the year is 11 days shorter, the date of Eid shifts. It moves about 11 days earlier every single year.
That's right.
So sometimes Eid is in the hot summer, and then a few years later, it might be in the cold winter.
Exactly. It cycles through all the seasons. And Eid Al Fitr always happens on the very first day of the new Islamic month.
Which is called Shawwal.
Right, Shawwal. But here is the catch. You can't just look at an app on your phone or read a printed paper to know the exact moment it begins.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you actually have to look up at the physical sky.
I was actually watching a report on Al Jazeera about this. It seems like such a big community event.
Oh, it really is.
People actually go outside. Maybe they stand on the roofs or they climb a high hill and they just look for the new moon.
They're waiting to see a tiny, thin crescent moon.
The crescent moon, like a shape of a smile.
Yes. And the new month And the holiday of Eid only begins after that new crescent moon is actually seen with the human eye.
But what if the weather is bad? Like sometimes the sky is cloudy.
If it's cloudy and the community cannot see the moon, they just wait one more day.
Oh, they just wait.
Yeah, they fast for a 30th day. Then the very next evening, the celebration officially begins.
That builds so much excitement. You are literally waiting for the sky to tell you it's time to party.
It really connects people to nature.
Now, before we talk about the party, I do want to talk about the fasting itself. The Wolf Institute shared a really deep, beautiful idea about why people do this.
Yes, that Wolf Institute piece, it connects the physical feeling of hunger to the human mind. It's a wonderful perspective.
They explain something really interesting about the Arabic language. The Arabic word for a human being is insan.
Insan, right.
But this word comes from a root word that actually means to forget.
To forget.
Yeah.
It means that being forgetful is just, well, a natural part of being human. It is built right into who we are.
And it is so true. I mean, we forget small things all the time. We forget our passwords.
Or I forget to buy milk.
We forget where we put our shoes. But the Wolf Institute points out that we also forget bigger, more important things.
Like what?
Like we forget to be thankful for our health. We forget to care for our spirit. We just get busy.
Right. And when you think about it that way, you see why the month of Ramadan is so important.
How so?
Ramadan is a time to remember. When you are hungry and thirsty all day, you literally cannot forget your body.
Because your stomach is growling.
Exactly. And that physical feeling reminds you of your spiritual relationship with God. It teaches extreme patience.
So if human beings are naturally forgetful creatures, is the month of Ramadan kind of like an alarm clock for the soul?
An alarm clock. I like that.
Like a loud physical reminder that says, wake up. Remember what is truly important in life.
That is a perfect way to describe it. Fasting takes away what the body constantly wants. It quiets down the loud noise of daily life.
Right.
And the Wolf Institute actually quotes a famous 13th century poet to explain this feeling. A poet named Rumi.
Oh, Rumi. What did he write?
He wrote, "If metal can be polished to a mirror-like finish, what polishing might the mirror of the heart require?"
Wow. Let's make sure that is clear for our listeners. To polish something means to rub it until it is clean and shiny.
Yes, to rub it clean.
Like taking a dirty piece of silver and rubbing it until you can see your own face in it.
Right. So Rumi is suggesting that our hearts get dirty with the stress of daily life. We make mistakes, we forget our best values.
We all do.
Yeah. But the struggle of fasting during Ramadan acts like a cloth. It polishes the heart.
It scrubs away the dirt. So by the time the moon is sighted and Eid finally arrives, the person feels completely clean inside.
Exactly. Their heart is shiny.
They feel light and pure and just full of bright joy.
And the morning of Eid is a physical celebration of that clean, polished heart.
Well, here is where it gets really interesting. Now that the new moon is finally in the sky, how does the actual day of Eid begin?
It begins early.
Like, what is the very first thing people do?
Usually right around sunrise, Muslims wake up and wash themselves. It is a very intentional, fresh start to the day.
And our cultural guides from Muslim hands give us a fascinating list of morning traditions. These specific actions are called sunnah acts. Right. And sunnah means following the traditions and the lifestyle of the Prophet Muhammad.
Yes. And one of the most important sunnah acts on the morning of Eid is to eat something.
Finally, after 29 or 30 days of eating absolutely nothing during the daylight, you get to eat in the morning.
But you don't eat a huge, heavy breakfast right away.
Oh, you don't?
No, your stomach just isn't ready for a big meal yet. Traditionally, people eat something small and very sweet.
Like what?
The most common food is dates.
Ah, dates. A date is a sweet brown fruit that grows on palm trees.
Right. They are packed with natural sugar, so it gives the body a quick, gentle burst of energy.
And there is a very specific tradition about how many dates you eat, right? You don't just grab a big handful.
No, traditionally you eat an odd number of dates.
An odd number, like 1 or 3 or 5.
Yes. You eat an odd number before you leave the house.
Okay, so after that sweet start, it is time to get dressed. It is a major tradition to wear your absolute best clothes.
People love this part. Families will often buy brand new outfits just for this single day.
Parents make sure their children have beautiful new clothes. It really makes the day feel important and special.
It does, and it doesn't just stop with the clothes. Men are highly encouraged to wear something called attar.
Attar, what is that?
Attar is a wonderful tradition. It is a special, highly concentrated perfume oil.
A perfume. So it smells very strong and nice.
Yes, it often smells like rose or sandalwood or jasmine.
So you are wearing your best new clothes, you've had a burst of sweet energy from the dates, and you smell amazing.
You are ready for the day.
And the reason for the perfume is that the whole community is about to gather in one place, right?
Exactly. You want to bring your best self to the community. Everyone walks together to the mosque.
And a mosque is the Islamic place of worship.
Right. Or if the community is very large, they might gather in a big park or a wide open field.
Because there are so many people.
Yes. And they gather for a special prayer called Salat al-Eid.
Let's talk about that prayer for a minute. It is a little bit different from the normal prayers Muslims do every day.
It is. It's actually quite short.
Yeah, it only has two main parts, which are called rakats.
It is short, but it has a very special addition. It includes extra takbirs.
The takbir. That is the Arabic phrase Allahu Akbar,
Right.
which translates to English as God is great.
Yes. So during the Eid prayer, the leader, who is called the Imam, will say Allahu Akbar multiple times.
And what do the people do?
With every extra takbir, the entire group raises their hands up to their ears.
Oh, wow.
When you have hundreds or maybe thousands of people moving and speaking together in a beautiful park, it is an incredibly powerful physical experience.
I can imagine. So after the short prayer, the Imam gives a speech. He reminds everyone to carry that clean, polished heart into the rest of the year.
And then comes my favorite part.
The greetings.
Yes, the energy in the room completely changes. People turn to each other smiling and laughing and hugging.
It sounds like a moment of pure relief and love.
It really is.
The sources from Noor Academy and Al Jazeera highlight some of the greetings you will hear. We can actually practice them right now with our listener.
Good idea.
The most famous one you will hear is Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak. It simply translates to Blessed Eid. You are wishing someone a festival full of blessings and goodness.
Eid Mubarak. You might also hear Eid Saeed.
And that just means Happy Eid.
But there is also a slightly longer, older greeting, isn't there?
Yes, there is. This is the one used by the Prophet's early companions. They would say, Taqabbal Allahu minna wa minka.
That sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
But what is the English translation for that?
It means, may Allah accept the fast and worship from us and from you.
Oh, that is a very generous greeting.
It is. You aren't just saying happy holiday. You are actively praying that all the hard work the other person did during Ramadan is accepted and rewarded.
I love that. So what does this all mean? We have new clothes, sweet perfumes, beautiful prayers, and lots of hugging.
Lots of joy.
But this raises a very serious question. What happens to the people who are struggling?
Ah, yes.
What if family is simply too poor to buy new clothes or even buy food for a nice dinner?
That is a crucial question. Islam recognizes that a community celebration just isn't a true celebration if some people are left out.
Right. It wouldn't be fair.
So there is a very strict rule for Eid. It involves a mandatory charity.
Let's make sure that word is clear for our listener. Mandatory. That means it is not a suggestion.
No, it is not optional.
It is a rule you have to follow. You must do it.
Yes, this mandatory charity is called Zakat Al Fitr.
Zakat Al Fitr. And the guides from Muslim Hands outline exactly how this works. Basically, anyone who has a little more food than they need for one day must give this charity.
And the timing is very specific.
Right. You have to give it before the Eid prayer begins.
Yes, before the prayer. And the amount isn't meant to make you poor. It is usually about 2.5 to 3 kilograms of a basic food.
Like rice or wheat or barley per person.
Right. Or you can give the cash equivalent, which is usually around 10 to 15 US dollars per family member.
I was thinking about this rule. Is giving this money sort of like paying a cover charge?
What do you mean?
Like buying a ticket so you are allowed to enter the big Eid party?
Oh, no, I wouldn't call it a ticket. Think of it more like ensuring the entire community crosses the finish line of Ramadan together.
Okay, that makes sense.
Zakat al-Fitr serves two very distinct purposes. First, it acts as a final purifier for the person who is fasting.
A purifier. So to purify means to make something clean. This goes back to that idea of polishing the mirror of the heart.
Exactly. Even when people try their absolute hardest to be perfect during Ramadan, they are human.
Right, they might lose their temper.
Or say a bad word.
Yeah.
Or waste time. Giving this charity cleanses the fasting person from those small, minor mistakes. It makes the fast perfect.
That makes a lot of sense for the person giving the money. It cleans their spirit. But what is the second purpose?
The second purpose is very practical. It guarantees that absolutely no one goes hungry on the day of Eid.
Because everyone deserves to eat.
Yes. By giving the food or money before the prayer, it gives poor families enough time to prepare a beautiful meal. Joy just isn't real if your neighbor is starving.
Wow. So this rule makes sure everybody shares the happiness, it balances the scales,
It lifts everyone up on the same day.
and that leads us perfectly into the next big part of the day. With the prayers finished, the charity given, and the hearts polished,
Yeah.
it is time for the main event.
With food.
Yes, the food. Because Muslims live in almost every country on earth, the Eid party looks wildly different depending on where you travel.
The religious rules are the same, but the food changes based on the local culture.
I found an amazing article in the Dhaka Tribune that highlights these global tastes. Let's travel the world for a minute.
I'm ready.
Okay, if you are in South Asia, like in Bangladesh, you will probably be eating a dish called shumai.
Oh, shumai is delicious.
What is it exactly?
It is made with very thin, sweet vermicelli noodles. They are toasted in butter and then cooked in rich milk with lots of sugar, cardamom, and nuts.
Oh, wow.
The smell of it cooking fills the whole house.
That sounds amazing. And if we fly over Turkey, the celebration is sometimes called Bayram. And the star of the show there is baklava.
Baklava is a masterpiece.
It really is. For our listener, baklava is made of many, many thin layers of pastry dough.
Very thin layers.
And between the layers, you put crushed nuts, like pistachios or walnuts. Then, the whole thing is baked and soaked in sweet honey or syrup.
It is incredibly sweet and flaky.
The kids in Turkey also look forward to something called Eid.
Right, Eid.
And Eid isn't food. It is a gift. Older relatives give children small amounts of money or presents.
And that tradition of Eid happens in many cultures. It makes the day so magical for the kids. Where else did the Dhaka Tribune mention?
Well, in Europe, specifically in Albania, families celebrate by eating a traditional soup called majorica.
A nice warm soup.
Yes. And in Africa, in Somalia, people enjoy a famous treat called awo.
Alwa. That is a type of Somali halwa.
What is that like?
It's a soft, rich, jelly-like sweet. It is made with sugar, cornstarch, and lots of spices like nutmeg and cardamom.
Oh, that sounds so good. And all the way across the ocean in South America, Muslims there also eat sweet vermicelli noodles. But they serve them right alongside savory, spicy curries and warm flatbreads called rotis.
That is a massive amount of food.
It is.
But remember, after a full month of fasting, sharing a rich, diverse meal with your family is a deeply earned reward.
Very true. Now, with all this global celebrating, I want to bring in a really modern perspective we found from the Muslim vibe.
Huh?
Since millions of people are celebrating all over the globe, how can they make sure they're taking care of the actual globe, like the earth itself?
Ah, yes. The Muslim Vibe wrote a great piece on having a green Eid.
A green Eid. And green in this context means being eco-friendly.
Right. Eco-friendly means making choices that protect the environment, good for the earth.
And they offer some brilliant, simple ideas. For example, people love to decorate their houses with bright lights for Eid.
It makes it look very festive.
But the tip is to switch to LED lights. LED bulbs use a tiny fraction of the electricity that old bulbs use, which saves a lot of energy.
That is an easy switch. But the biggest tip they give is actually about food waste.
Food waste?
Yeah. When you have a giant feast, families almost always cook way too much food.
Always.
If all that leftover food goes into the garbage, it ends up in a landfill. There, it breaks down and creates gases that are very bad for the environment.
Right. So to fix this, the Muslim vibe suggests preparing goodie bags.
Goodie bags.
Yeah, a goodie bag is just a nice little container you give to your guests when they're leaving. You pack up the leftover curries, the extra baklava, the extra rice, and you send it home with them.
So nothing goes in the trash.
Nothing.
It's a win-win, really. You stop food waste and your guests get a free lunch for the next day.
Exactly. And they also suggest something a bit more challenging for a holiday. They suggest making the Eid feast vegetarian, or at least eating much less meat.
And going vegetarian means you do not eat animals. No meat.
Right. Why does that help the earth?
Well, raising animals for meat, like cows or sheep, requires massive amounts of land and millions of gallons of water.
Takes a lot of resources.
Yes. By choosing to cook a vegetarian meal, you save a huge amount of water and reduce your carbon footprint. It is a very modern way to show respect for the earth that God created.
That is such a thoughtful approach to a traditional holiday. Now, as we get near the end of our deep dive, I want to talk directly to you, our listener.
Yes, to you.
Maybe you are Muslim. You might be listening to this and wondering, if I am not part of the religion, am I allowed to join in?
And the answer is a very warm yes.
Non-Muslims are entirely welcome to join Eid celebrations. It is a community event, and hospitality is a huge part of the culture.
It really is. Our sources emphasize that Muslims are eager to share their joy. If a neighbor or a coworker invites you to an Eid dinner, you should absolutely go.
You just want to keep a few basic rules of respect in mind. First, dress modestly.
Modestly. That generally means wearing clothes that cover your shoulders and go past your knees.
Right. Just be respectful. It's also a great idea to bring a small gift. You don't have to bring much. A box of chocolates, some sweets, or flowers are perfect.
And most importantly, bring a big appetite.
Yes. People are going to offer you a lot of food, and eating it is the best way to show you appreciate their hospitality.
It really is the perfect opportunity to learn about a different culture firsthand and build strong friendships.
We have covered so much ground today in our English practice. Let's do a quick summary of the big ideas for our listener.
Good idea.
So, Eid Al Fitr is the beautiful festival of breaking the fast. It marks the end of Ramadan.
It's a day that starts early. It is about waking up, wearing your finest clothes, smelling like sweet perfume, and gathering with your entire community to pray.
And it is also about mandatory charity. Giving Zakat al-Fitr ensures that every single person, rich or poor, can enjoy a wonderful meal.
And of course, it is about the food. From sweet noodles in Bangladesh to flaky baklava in Turkey, it is a global sharing of joy.
It really is. But before we log off, I want to leave you with one final thought. We talked earlier about that Arabic word for human being, insan, and we learned that it comes from the root word meaning to forget.
Yes, we are naturally forgetful creatures.
Right. And Eid acts as a loud, happy alarm clock, reminding people to be generous, pure, and grateful.
To remember what is important.
Exactly. So here's a question for you to think about today. If human beings naturally forget what is important, what is one simple, small habit you can start today to make sure you remember your own best values?
Oh, that is a great question. Maybe your habit is simply writing down one thing you are grateful for before you go to sleep.
Or maybe it's making a rule to call an old friend once a week.
Whatever it is, find a way to polish your own mirror.
I love that. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you learned some great English vocabulary and gained a new understanding of this beautiful festival.
Keep practicing your English and keep exploring new cultures.
And to anyone celebrating out there, an early Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak. Take care, everyone.